Hey y'all. Real quick, like this is really gonna be real quick. Like I just decided to drop back in because I had heard the update. So after the episode aired of Iyanla Fix My Life with Kamiyah Mobley slash Alexis Manigo, um, her father or her family exposed like the reason that they left or whatever, and what how Iyanla's son threatened Kamiyah and called her out of her name or whatever, and how they weren't going to show it on TV, the real deal, but basically blaming it on them, saying that it was Iyanla and her son's fault. And in my opinion, the extra part, as far as like listening to what her son said, doesn't change the fact that that little girl is disrespectful and she needs some guidance and some help. And her dad even said it. He was like, I wasn't going to let my daughter spend the night where she didn't feel comfortable. I just got her back. So he's trying to, kind of like baby her and pacify her because, he had so much time without her. And now that she's grown, she can make the decision on her own whether she wants to be in his life or not. So at this point, he's definitely like walking on ice or walking on thin shells because he's like, okay, if I do the wrong thing, say the wrong thing, then she can say, I don't want to be in your life. And now the child that was missing for 18 years that we finally got back will decide at this point with the facts that she doesn't want me in her life. You know what I mean? I think that would hurt him even more. And I think that's where the problem comes in. So he is trying to do anything to please her and appease her. And she said that her boyfriend does what she tells him to do, not what anybody else tells him to do, which lets me know he's a pushover. And um, she wears the pants in the relationship. She's the man. She emasculate. What's the word? Emasculate. Child, look, I'm educated, but sometimes these words and remembering which word goes right in a sentence be getting to me sometimes. Like, don't judge me, but she is the man of the relationship. You can tell she's the one that runs it. She is the boss of the relationship, and he is more of the female. He plays more of the submissive role in the relationship than she does, which is sad. And like Iyanla was saying, she's playing into the angry black woman stereotype. And I know that that's true because, of course, look at me. Do you see my complexion? Do you see this nice melanin, this nice chocolate melanin? And then, I'm a little chunky with it too. So, of course, the fat black girls are always angry. You know what I mean? We're always angry black men. So, I've definitely gotten the angry black woman stereotype and the angry black woman label, and I've definitely acted out the angry black woman stereotype. I definitely have. I've definitely shown that to be true. And like she said, a lot of times it's not that you're an angry black woman. It's most of the time you're scared or hurt little girl, which is what mine is. Mine is anxiety and PTSD. And I react with anger to keep people away from me. So that's kind of how that one works. And so that is what she's showing, but she doesn't know how to express it any other way, and that was the whole purpose. And the family came on here for a check and for attention. Let's just be real. You called this lady. She didn't call you. You called her. You wanted to come on the show, or the mother wanted to come on the show with her to fix their relationship, and she backed out at the last minute or whatever. But the dad still came on. The stepmom came on. This was for publicity and for a check. If you so-called didn't want to be bothered with it, I'm pretty sure you could have pulled your agreement and said, you know what, since it didn't work out, since we didn't go through with it, we don't feel like it should air, but you wanted to get paid. And so at the end of the day, it's a business. The Oprah Winfrey Network and the Iyanla Fix My Life show, there it's to be helping people with their lives, but it's also a business. It's also something that they put money into to produce and to pay you. And they have sponsors for it and all this. And so, did you expect for them to not air it because you didn't know how to act? And I'm sorry, I don't care what age the little girl is. Any Anybody who is working with their parents would not sit around and let somebody call their mom a big old man looking bitch without saying something like, come on, let's just be for real. That girl was super disrespectful, and instead of her dad putting his foot down and telling her she was out of order, he blamed it back on Iyanla and said she's just venting and you pushed her to this point and blah blah blah. But at no point did he ever tell her she was out of order and she was out of line for being that disrespectful, because what she did was disrespectful. I don't care how far Iyanla pushed her. At the end of the day, you called to be on the show. She's been on TV for seasons. So she's been doing the same thing for seasons. You knew how she was. You knew how her therapy was. And if you didn't think that that would work for you, why go on the show? I don't understand that. So you talking to this lady crazy, and this lady got grown children and grandchildren. She done her due diligence to earn the respect that anybody should give somebody um, in that particular environment, even if you are angry. That's what I'm saying. Like, that is a lack of education and a lack of discipline, because even being angry, you should know how to convey that without cursing. You should be able to let somebody know that they have upset you, angered you, pissed you off, hurt you, whatever, without calling them bitches and man looking bitches and threatening to slap them and saying how you slap bigger bitches for less. Like, you expected her son to just stand around and think that that was okay? Is that what we expected? Her son to just stand around and think that was okay? And I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the man's foot, because she did a after thing where she went back to check on her staff and talk to them. And one of the people had he was on crutches and he had like his foot wrapped up. So I'm trying to figure out if she did something to the man or what. Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, let's see.
Not avoid, but detachment. What? So let me put some face on, okay, and then we're going to have a conversation. Okay. Yeah?
Hold on, let me turn the brightness
down. How's the foot?
A little break, but it'll heal.
Yeah.
That's what the doctor said.
Yeah, it'll heal.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Yeah. How are you?
I am growing.
So that's crazy, right? I don't understand.
What we do to another level.
I'm still trying to figure out, like, what happened
first,
with
I want to
that.
make sure everybody on this crew is okay. The intention behind Iyanla Fix My Life.
Like I said, he's on crutches and his foot is broken. And I'm trying to figure out if she broke his foot or what may have happened for him to have a broken foot after that happened. But yeah, so like I said, that of course I figured that the family was going to come out and blame it all on everybody but them. She definitely wasn't going to be wrong. Dad wasn't going to be wrong. It was going to be all Iyanla and her crew. But at some point, you have to learn to be responsible for your own actions. And you knew that this was national television. You knew that her spending the night there, nothing was going to happen to her. Like, really, come on now. They just made it a bigger scene than it had to be. And she acted out her anger and how she felt. And that's what they do. That's how they handle that. And like Iyanla said, nobody put up that she was disrespectful. Nobody put up that she's volatile. They all act like, oh, we've never seen it before. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. That's a lie. They've seen it before. That's why they try their best to not push her to that limit, because they know it. And she told her dad, she was like, tell her, I've slapped bigger bitches for less. So how can you say you never seen it when she said, tell her, I would slap her. Right. Because he knows. And it's sad and it's unfortunate that she won't take responsibility for her own actions, and he won't be the strong father figure that he needs to be to make sure that she does, so that she can grow, because her life is going to go in the wrong direction at this point. Like, you cannot react like that to every situation. That cannot be your reaction to every situation you don't like. Every situation that's uncomfortable for you can't end in you cursing people out and threatening to smack them. Like, that's not how it works. But yeah, I just feel like she's just going to keep going downhill. Like, she's young, but if this is how she responds to uncomfortable situations, like, everybody is like tiptoeing. Like, she says she doesn't want to talk about something and nobody talks about it. But like, that's not life. You can't just say, oh, I don't want to talk about something and think that it's just going to automatically go away. No, it's lots of stuff that I would rather not talk about in life that happened to me as a child. But that's not life. You know what I mean? Somebody brings it up and I'm not comfortable with it. I had to know how to communicate that I wasn't comfortable with what they were saying, or comfortable with talking about it without being angry and rude and nasty. And that's exactly what she was. So I don't care. I don't want to hear none of that mess about, oh, Iyanla's son, blah blah blah, whoop whoop whoop. Because yeah, if it was my mama and I was there and you was calling my mama every big bitch and threatening to smack her, I'd be ready to fight you too. Sorry, damn children keep coming in here talking to me about nothing. But like I said, if it was my mother and some little girl was talking reckless to my mother like that, calling her all kind of bitches and threatening to smack her, I would have said some shit too. Like, what person in their right mind gonna sit back and let somebody disrespect their mama? I'll wait. You wouldn't. So don't come on with that bullshit talking about something, oh, he was wrong, blah blah. No person in their right motherfucking mind would sit back and let somebody disrespect their motherfucking mama like that. Some I smack you and you man looking bitch and you big bitch. Come on. Ain't no way that you would let that go down. So I ain't trying to hear it. I don't see anything wrong with him saying something to her, because that's his mom at the end of the day, and she was out of order. That's how I feel about it. But that's my last little update on that. I'm done talking about it. I'm done watching it, because at this point it's depressing. I don't want to watch no more. Like, I want to watch the season of Iyanla, but if it's gonna be like this, I don't know if I want to watch it. And I don't know if I want to watch the episode with Hazel E, because I can't stand her at all. I don't like her. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that was just my little extra spiel on it. But holla.